everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit, episode 33. I'm here with my co-host, UPenn's finest, Danny Cole. I'm Antonio Perez. Week 1 is finally in the books. Already looking towards week 2. The season's going by way too fast already. Week 1 was electric. A lot of good games. All your primetime games were very good, besides Cowboys Bucs. But besides that, a very good week of football to kick things off. Danny, how are you doing today?
Heck yeah, it's a great night. Let's talk about the running backs. Eagles, dog. There was a play on the meme. Let's talk about the running backs. Eagles took the dub. Steelers took the dub. Really can't be much more happier as you see the two teams right here. They took the dub. You like to see a little bit more things cleaned up fundamentally. Second half, both teams kind of looked a little bit sluggish compared to the first half. But hey, you never know. They got the win. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. And moving on to Summit plummets. I need to get. I haven't had a plummet in 2 weeks. I'm gonna have my plummet now, which is me. Lost in my fantasy football re-debut. It was tough. Some guys did it. I didn't start anyone super detrimental. Damn, I really should have started this one. It was Everett had 2 or 3 more points than Goddard. It was no biggie. What really bit me in the ass though? Sean McVay benching Cam Akers. That bit me in the ass. I guess it's fair because the other dude had Allen Robinson, but damn, that's not really how I wanted to start. That's not how I really want to start my season. And it's got to make sure I bounce back.
Yeah, definitely. Cam Akers, you expected slowly. You didn't expect him to get 0 points. He didn't look that good at all. So that matters. On top of that, I'm going to start with my plummet first. My plummet stays in the NFC West. I mean, well, technically, it's the AFC West actually, but it's against a NFC West team. It's the Denver Broncos. You lost to Russell Wilson. It's bad. It's a bad day to be a Broncos fan. It's just was Frankie Broncos fan, right?
Yeah, Frankie is a Broncos fan, and that is immensely tough. Geno Smith quote of the year, they wrote me off, but I ain't right back. That's hard. And the Seahawks could lose the next 16 games. It doesn't matter because Geno Smith beat Russell Wilson in their first game, head-to-head, prime time. His best weapon was DK. Oh, that's a pretty good first weapon. But, I mean, Russell Wilson just did not look that good. Even his one touchdown to Judy was severely underthrown.
Here's what I'll tell you. Man, Geno Smith looked phenomenal. He started off 13 of 14.
In the first half. He looked really good.
He looked like Nick Foles in that Super Bowl run. That's how good I'm talking.
Geno Smith is a lot more athletic than that. I think I'm more athletic than Nick Foles. I'm not going to lie to you. That little jump pass that Smith hit, I don't think Foles gets off the ground. However, moving on.
He made some crazy passes. Stepping up in the pocket, throwing across his body for a corner. That was disgusting.
It's a good throw. That's a starting quarterback throw for sure by Geno Smith. But getting into my summit this week, I'm going to give it to the Chicago Bears. And the reason the Bears are going to suck, they know they're going to suck. You know they're going to suck. I know they're going to suck. But getting a win against a team that was just in the NFC Championship game, and you know what the talk's going to be after, the 49ers fan base is in shambles. I personally don't see why they are. I think you should all be on Trey Lance, but they're not. Not everyone's bought into Lance. Some people still think they should start Jimmy Garoppolo. And then Lance's first game out there in the pouring rain, and he loses. It just creates so much chaos, and you're the Bears. You have zero expectations. Justin Fields, I think he threw 2 touchdowns. He had 121 passing yards. Like, he didn't have to do a whole lot, and he pulled off a win. I'm very happy for Justin Fields and the Bears. 0 expectations. They go the 49ers come into their place, their type of weather, and they take care of business at home. That's you love to see it. You really do. The sliding in the rain and in the super wet turf. It's like your kids all over again. No expectations, just go out there, have fun. That was good to see.
Exactly. Yeah, the 49ers, really a disappointment. They could literally be your plummet of the week, but they're not. I'm going to take a team that had no expectations for my summit as well. The Pittsburgh Steelers. I called my shot on the show last week, and they
You
pulled it
did.
off. I said that they were going to win a close game. I didn't think it was going to be that close. I didn't think it was going to be Jamar Chase scoring a touchdown as time expired, and Minka Fitzpatrick pulling probably the most impressive block punt out of his somewhere. I don't know, but
Yeah, I was if Watt's going to be out for a little bit, I think Minka Fitzpatrick. If there's any safety in the league that can carry a defense,
it's
Minka's
him.
one of them. Minka
Here's what I'll tell
Fitzpatrick
you: there's two
is one
players
of
in the
is one of
league.
the best defensive players in the league.
There's 2 players in the league that I think completely change the impact on the game, and it's Minka Fitzpatrick and Derwin James from the secondary position.
Just
But
they're
here's
just
what I'll say: the Steelers' pass rush outside of T.J. Watt this game was phenomenal.
it
Alex
was Cam
Highsmith,
Hayward was getting after it definitely.
Alex Highsmith looked like a All Pro. He had 3 sacks. If he
They
can
were
just
getting
do
after
half of
Burrow.
that, think about it. They're doing this against Burrow, who has an improved offensive line now.
It don't
So
look much better, and that's gonna have to change if the Bengals want to find themselves back in the Super Bowl. Looking
at some
unlikely right
point,
now, though.
you think that it's got to be Burrow holding the ball. It's like because Wentz was getting sacked on the Eagles O line, and they had the best O line in the league. So
No, we did not. That was the year like everybody. Brooks was out. I think Kelsey was out. Peters, like a lot of guys were out. It was looking ugly, but still, Burrow is sometimes effective of holding onto the ball, and sometimes he gets the snap, and T.J. Watt is in his biscuit. But moving on
yeah,
for some Week 1 awards, we're going to do an AFC and NFC Offensive Player, Defensive Player of the Week. Keep it short and sweet. I want to start in the NFC. NFC Offensive Player of the Week. I'm going to imagine we agree on this one.
you can go first.
I'm going Justin Jefferson.
It's Justin Jefferson.
The man practically played one half of football and lit up the Green Bay Packers. It was so easy. Kirk Cousins looks
Here's
like
what
an
I'll tell
MVP
you.
candidate out there when he has Justin Jefferson.
It wasn't Jefferson. It was the Packers refusing to put their best corner on Justin Jefferson. It's abysmal. It's a joke.
There is one clip of Alexander covering Justin Jefferson, and he made him do an entire circle on a dig route. That's all it was. I mean, if Alexander covered him, yes, I'm sure he doesn't go for nearly 200 yards. But Justin Jefferson has been proven year in, year out, game in, game out. He's one of those guys, simply unguardable. Devontae Adams had a really good game, but I think Jefferson like single-handedly beat the Packers.
Agreed.
Almost.
If I'm gonna go runner up for this award, it's
like
AJ
Thielen,
Brown. My runner up is AJ Brown. AJ Brown had an immediate impact on the Eagles' offense, and so much of an impact that Devonta Smith did nothing.
I mean, and Devonta Smith, we're lucky he's a good guy. But Jalen Hurts after the game definitely was like, look, we're gonna make sure you eat too, and that's nice to see. Like, I'm not getting my touches, but we won. And that's the type of mentality the players got to have. Very happy we got those guys on the team. AJ Brown did look phenomenal, but Jefferson was simply on another level this week. But next week the two face off, and which could be a Monday night classic. Like, I think that this could be one of the games of the year. I really do.
This is going to be a couple years ago. You might have think Eagles, Vikings, this stinks. Now you're like the best receiver in the league.
A couple years ago,
another top 10 receiver.
A couple years ago, they were trying out Case Keenum and Nick Foles at starting quarterback for for a chance to face Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Kirk
Times
Cousins
have changed.
and Jalen Hurts. Kirk Cousins and Jalen Hurts aren't that much different. Oh,
Yeah, I mean
that's
it's not the sexiest QB battle, I must say. It's no Herbert and Mahomes coming to us Thursday night.
Thursday Night Football.
That could also be game of the year.
Amazon Prime.
All right, the NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
I'll let you go first.
I don't know if I could give it to a player that like their team lost, but damn, like Michael Parsons is really like that guy. He's really good. He played really well. I thought Jalen Ramsey's definitely not winning it. I'll tell you that right now. Hell no.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the Cowboys defense all around. I think they played really well. Jair Alexander is definitely not winning it. He ran from the grind. I don't care what he says that he's not getting it. He ran from the grind, coward. Yeah, you know what? I'll make that my pick. I'm gonna go with Michael Parsons. It's like a little viral video right now of him getting like chipped by Fournette, and he's like, I think that's like corny and whatnot. Michael Parsons was like tearing the game up. He was destroying wells, like it was bad. But luckily, the quarterback is Tom Brady. He's one of the smartest quarterbacks ever to play. Didn't find himself on the ground too much. But I think Michael Parsons made a very good impact. I mean, they held him to 19 points for like majority of the game. Like, and the offense just couldn't get anything going. That's like, I think
it's pretty.
I'm gonna give this to
wild.
Parsons. I'm gonna give this to Parsons in a losing effort, but I'm gonna give it to him.
Okay, I'm gonna stay in that same game. I'm giving it to Devin White. He had 2 sacks. I think he had 7 tackles.
That's a very good pick.
He's the captain of the defense, and he had a kind of down year last year, but he runs a 4.4 at middle linebacker. It's very scary to have to game plan
insanity. That is insanity.
Yeah. That's very hard to game plan for when a middle linebacker is as fast as your running back. So definitely if he is healthy, if he is doing what he can do, watch out because his Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is Super Bowl caliber.
Definitely. I mean, their offense didn't look too good, but looking to bounce back from that. AFC, I want to start on the defensive end. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Now, I think this one's easy. It's just a matter of whether you want to go Steelers secondary player or Steelers D-line. I think I'm gonna go with Minka. I think Minka had a tremendous game. He set the tone early, sent it to overtime. TJ Watt played absolutely incredible. If that is your pick, I have no disagreements. Like they could both win it, but I'm not one to do a co-winner type of thing. I'm gonna go with Minka.
Here's what I'll tell you.
I think either works.
I think either of them could be the pick. But neither of them are my pick. Minka was originally my pick, but I'm gonna let you have Minka. My pick is Khalil Mack. He made a statement having 3 sacks.
That's a great one.
And the game ender. He really, I think he said, I wasn't that bad in Chicago. I was just injury prone. But now he's getting solo looks over in Los Angeles. You don't want to give Khalil Mack one-on-one with tackle. He will win that matchup.
Him and both single looks is mad.
And then don't put Jerry Tillery and you'll be fine.
No. Yeah, he's bad. He's very bad. But yes, bad. Mack played very, very well. And I don't know, a lot of ballers. Now AFC Offensive Player of the Week is kind of a no-brainer for me. It's Patrick Mahomes. 5 touchdowns.
That's my pick, man. That's my pick.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
I'm not even gonna pick anyone else. He had 5 touchdowns. They came out and said Patrick Mahomes can't play without any receivers. He said, you know what? He said,
he got receivers, man. Like, he really does. Like, sorry, they're not top 5 in the league, Tyreek Hill, but they're good players. Juju,
Guess what?
Travis Kelce.
If Juju continues at this pace, he will put up 1,400 yards this year.
I don't think he'll get a majority of the carries or majority of the touches to do that. Mahomes was spreading the wealth pretty good. I think I can see him breaking 1,000 with Kelce, though. I think it's clear he was targeting him early and often. As long as he stays healthy, stays the course, I think this offense has a chance to be nuclear like always.
Here's what I'll tell
Mahomes
you.
running away with the AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I believe that Juju is going to perform so well in Kansas City. They'll give him a longer-term contract, and he'll be a wide receiver 1 for them for long term. And that's why I bought a Juju Smith-Schuster Chiefs jersey. He's him.
Oh, quite the bold one. Yes, Daddy is a world-renowned Juju Smith-Schuster fan. Nothing wrong with that. Juju is a for the people's type of guy. Now,
Yes.
Moving on, we got our awards out the way. We talked about some surprises. It's time to get our Week 2 winners out the way. Starting with Thursday Night Football. Justin Herbert's Chargers taking on Patrick Mahomes' Chiefs in Arrowhead. Danny, who do you got?
I got the Chiefs taking this one in Arrowhead. Geha Field. This is it's Patrick Mahomes' territory. Own it and defend your home field.
Yeah, I also have the Chiefs for this home. I mean, they're home. I'm just going to go with them on that one. Next one, we got Buccaneers in New Orleans to take on Jameis Winston and the New Orleans Saints. I have the Saints in this one.
The Saints have owned Tom Brady, but not this year. I'm sorry. I'm taking the Bucs. These are two very good matchups, though.
I'm going with the Saints.
Bucs are starting 1-0. Saints starting 1-0. Saints are starting 1-0 on a limb. They should not have won their game.
I mean, they started off cold, but I mean, if AJ Terrell can't cover Mike Thomas, no one can. Hence the name can't guard Mike. And that's going to be a problem for the Bucs because they are not going to be able to cover this man at all. And if anybody is Mike Evans' kryptonite, it is Marshawn Lattimore. But that's one of my favorite corner wide receiver matchups. They see each other 2 times a year. These dudes don't like each other. Brady has yet to beat the Saints in the regular season. That D-line just really gets good pressure on that banged up offensive line. I'm feeling the Saints on this one. Jameis Winston's going to take the top off the defense. Jarvis Landry had an amazing game on Sunday, racking up over 100 yards. I don't remember the last time he did that, but he's getting a lot of slot work and playing next to Mike Thomas, who is, when healthy, one of the 5 best receivers in football. And that'll do it.
Olave rated.
I mean, Olave got absent, but I mean it's tough when you're playing against some of the best receivers in football. Colts at Jaguars.
Wow, this is a 0-1 and a 0-1.
The AFC South had no. Yeah, I would say all 4 of them played. 2 of them played each other, and that division walked out with no wins this weekend. Can I predict the tie? I'm going Colts. I'm going to go Colts.
I'll take the Colts, but I think Trevor Lawrence is going to keep it close.
I hope so. I mean, hope to see more of his development.
He made really good throws in the game against the Commanders. Wentz also played phenomenal on a up and down basis, though. Yes, as I predicted, he's going to play well in the first half.
Oh, wow with the throws. He almost blew it. Almost. So we got Commanders at Lions. Who do you got on that one?
This is going to be a hot take. I have the Lions beating the Commanders.
I don't think that's hot at all. I think they should be the favorite. They're at home. They just gave a playoff team 35 points. I'm going the Lions as well.
Yeah.
I think that run game is going to gash Washington. Bad.
The Lions
Jamal Williams.
The Lions have built a
Jamal Williams,
wall.
Swift. They get to the second level for their guys, and their guys are shifting. They make moves.
The third best running back on the Lions, Craig Reynolds, Kutztown product.
Craig Reynolds gets. I don't remember him even getting a carry against
He
us.
probably
But
didn't.
Moving on.
Kutztown product.
This is my lock. Dolphins versus Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens in a lock. Easy on this one.
Woo, that's your lock. I'm taking
my
the
lock.
Ravens.
I can't go with no. It has to be somewhat of a challenge. I mean, I can't make it too easy. So you're going Ravens as well?
I'm taking the Ravens, but not in the lock.
Well, you got to pick another divisional opponent to win, unless you think the Jets are beating the Browns. Do you?
Wait, why do I have to pick a divisional opponent to win?
Because the Jets play the Browns.
No, I think the Browns are going to win.
And the Browns are in the... All right. So you got the whole division is basically winning this week because the Bengals play the Cowboys, the Dak Prescott-less Cowboys. I'm really interested to see who they're going to bring in the quarterback. I mean, they could easily just call up Cooper Rush. I mean, you could probably get Cam Newton in on a very small deal. You could trade for Jimmy G or Gardner Minshew. You could see the availability on Tyrod Taylor. You could see the availability on Andy Dalton. Bring him back. You could see the availability on Mason Rudolph. Obviously, he's very on the market. I mean, there's a lot of options they could do for. Of course, they have no leverage, but they could probably still get him for a low price. My favorite option personally would be
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph for the Cowboys. I mean, I think
you know why? James Washington and Mason Rudolph were roommates at Oklahoma State. James Washington is hurt right now, but he comes back in like 3 weeks. He could. I don't know. I think he could gel in Dallas.
I think Peyton Manning could walk out that locker room for the Dallas Cowboys, and the Bengals are still winning. So,
yeah, I agree.
maybe that should be my lock. But I got the Bengals in that one. I would like the Cowboys to sign Cam Newton, though. Make it fun, at least. If we're going to lose, have some fun. You know? Him, Elliott, Pollard on a triple option. He's not pushing the ball down the field, but, you can do the short passes to Lamb, let him get out in space. Very good with that. But, yeah, we both got Bengals here. Sorry, Cowboys fans. You could realistically go another week without scoring a touchdown, and that is tough. Moving on, we have Panthers versus Giants. We have a team that kind of just showed no heart in the Panthers. Matt Rule does not have a good control on that team. Then you got the Giants where Dable, clearly this team's behind him. Saquon is definitely behind him because he has that man back. We are huge Saquon Barkley lovers here. Good to see him back.
Yeah.
Panthers versus Giants. Who do you got?
I'm taking the Giants in a 1 touchdown win. I think Saquon has another insane week. I think Saquon goes off for about another 150 yards. Saquon Barkley. I think he's going to make a statement this year that he is a top 3 running back in the NFL.
Yeah, I think the Giants' luck runs out here because their quarterback's Daniel Jones. I think Baker and the Panthers do get it done. There are flashes of good offense moving around last game, just stalled by some very bad Baker throws. But the Giants, I think the Giants are a team that the Panthers can create some turnovers on. And I think Baker has a much better game this time around, a fully fluid game. They are in New York, though. That could be troublesome. I think Baker does get his first win as a Carolina Panther, though.
That's a good take. I guess that's one of our disagreements.
Moving on. And it's good to disagree. It's okay because opinions are allowed here. Next, we have Patriots versus Steelers. I don't know where I've seen it. I might just seen it on Twitter. Mac Jones might be dealing with some back spasms. I think if he was playing or not, I'm picking the Steelers. Anyway,
the Steelers are my lock.
I really liked how Mitch Trubisky looked in that first game. You can't lock your Steelers, remember? I can't lock the Eagles, and you can't lock the Steelers.
I can't lock the Steelers, but I think they would be my lock. No, I can't lock them. That's fine.
I mean, yeah.
Actually, I have a lock. That's fine.
Yeah, look,
I'm
because
taking the Steelers.
we'd lock our teams every week if we could, you know. And I'm also
No,
going to Steelers. I like the way Mitch Trubisky looks. I really like the way Deontay Johnson, and I really like how they got Chase Claypool involved in the little jet sweep, a little catch, put it down the field. I really like the way they used him. Najee Harris looks really slim. Like obviously he's still built, but he looks very, very slim now, looking a little faster, more nimble on his feet. I think the offense looked very great with Trubisky under center. The defense is obviously wreaking havoc.
hmm definitely.
Patriots do have the Steelers number, but not this week. Not this week. Not this time.
I might be going to
The
that game.
Pennsylvania
Stay
brothers will
tuned.
get it done.
Stay tuned.
If he
I
goes to
might be
that
going to
game,
that game.
he'll get on the field and get a quote from Mike Tomlin.
Exactly. He's gonna be like this after the game.
Next, we got Falcons
He,
versus
he,
Rams.
he, he's
Falcons
gonna.
provided a. He's gonna put it on. Falcons Rams. Falcons provided a pleasant surprise, nearly beating the Saints, but they choked it away. Rams coming off a blowout loss to the Buffalo Bills. I think the Rams turn it around this week, not in a very beautiful fashion. I think they're gonna have to get a gutty win this time. They were used to the high flying offenses. Give it Cooper Kupp with the stars on defense. I think the stars are gonna have to get a gutty win against the Falcons at home. But I am taking the Rams 100%.
Here's my lock. I have the Rams. I think the Falcons are a pretty bad team. They got lucky with the Saints starting slow.
Falcons are horrible. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're a pretty bad team.
Moving on, Seahawks, 49ers. I think Geno Smith is very cool. He's the quarterback for Tavon Austin at West Virginia. He's super cool. I always have emotional side of Geno Smith. I think the luck runs out. I think Trey Lance puts on a show. Absolutely. I just think the luck runs out for the Seahawks. They got one of their 3 wins this year.
The Seahawks might have jeopardized their position to get Bryce Young.
Unfortunately, they're gonna have to. They'll unfortunately have to settle for C.J. Stroud, who's putting up 5 touchdowns a game so far.
Yeah, exactly. All jokes aside, I have the 49ers bouncing it back. George Kittle is going to play this week. He should. Hopefully. And that means a lot. People think that only matters in the pass game. No, it matters in the run game. He is the best.
He's very effective in the run game.
Yeah.
All right, next we already talked Bengals, Cowboys, Cardinals, yeah. Raiders. Cardinals, Raiders. These are 2 teams. I don't think these are must wins, but
no, they're not.
Their last couple losses have looked ugly. Derek Carr has looked horrendous in his last 12 games. I believe he has as many turnovers as he does touchdowns. He lost last game on a strip sack. And as for the Cardinals, the last 2 times you stepped on a football field, you got embarrassed. Yep. And you got to look at the quarterback. Kyler Murray, you are a number 1 overall pick. You are getting paid $200+ million. You are a good quarterback. I think Kyler Murray is one of the 10 best quarterbacks in football. I get you don't have DeAndre Hopkins, and that sucks. But you almost look unserviceable right now. You got to rally the troops like you would on Warzone, and you got to go get a win this week. I'm picking them to get a win this week. I really hope Kyler Murray locks in. It's looked ugly. Like for the past since January, so for roughly the past 9 months, this dude's been a joke in the NFL world right now.
Yeah, it has been bad. I'm gonna take the Raiders. I think the Raiders pull it off. I think Devontae Adams is too much to handle for the Cardinals secondary. That secondary is really bad.
Devontae Adams has clearly not lost a step. He looks amazing. Still the best receiver in football.
I'm taking Justin.
Hands are.
My take for Justin Jefferson is still there.
And I think it's a little more fair after seeing him in week 1. I think that's a little more fair take. I just think Adams' route running and his hands are second to none in either category. And he was doing it to J.C. Jackson and Derwin games, and those guys, I think he had a really good game. Moving on, Texans Broncos. There is no way the Broncos blow this. I'm going with
Nope.
the Broncos.
I'm going with
I
the
think the
Broncos.
talent gap is like a I think the talent gap is like a college football game. I don't know how much bad coaching could really screw this up. You'd have to put Bill O'Brien on the other side to equal, I don't know, bad coaching. But the Texans did get a gutty win again, not a gutty win, a gutty tie against Colts. That was a good job by them. Me and Danny didn't see them winning more than like 2 games. They were really bad. But I do have the Broncos winning this. I do have Jared Judy getting another touchdown. Good to see him getting involved in the offense with a quarterback who can hit him, kind of.
Definitely. Moving on.
We got Bears
we have,
Packers.
Sunday Night Football. I think the Bears' luck ends here. They don't. It's going to be in Green Bay. Probably not going to be muddy and rainy. I think the Packers and Rodgers bounces back. Rodgers lost week 1 last year by 30 and decided to come in week 2 and light up the team. So I think he does this. And I think he goes one of those I own you, Chicago games again. Rodgers, he does own Chicago. He probably has like a stake in half of the buildings downtown.
I'm going with the Bears.
Wow.
I was not impressed by Aaron Rodgers and that offense. I think they look bad. Very bad. And outside of just drops and everything, Rodgers played bad. I think the Bears are going to ride their high horse. Kind of like a last year's Panthers type of team. Start off real hot and then fall super fast on their face. But I think they get this win. A win on the road, get their confidence going, but outside of that, no. I'm mainly picking them on a whim that I like Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers. Just didn't look good last game. A little bit of an overreaction. I could easily go Packers. I'm going to go Bears. I'm going to try to be a little bold for disagreement purposes. Moving on to one of the Monday night games. Titans.
2 Monday night games.
Bills. Titan Bills. I can pick Bills as a lock right now. I'm so disappointed with the Titans after I picked them to lock last week and they lose to the New York Giants. Derrick Henry didn't do squat for my fantasy team. I'm scared that he's on the downfall. I might take that trade for Jamar Chase. I got Bills. Pretty simple.
I got the Bills. Unless Derrick Henry comes out here and turns into second coming of Jesus, the Bills are going to win this game. I think, like I told you this.
Josh Allen might go out there and look like the second coming of Jesus.
I told you this. The Titans are one of the most overrated teams in the NFL. They were a very weak 1 seed last year. I was skeptical about them making the playoffs. And I remember you talked about this, right?
Well, you called them overrated. I said I think they're fairly rated because no one's overrating them. No one's huge on the Titans. Everybody knows that they just go in the playoffs and fall flat on their face. But starting out 0-2 because they can't, they couldn't save my luck. Last but not least, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Reagor, and the Minnesota Vikings will be coming to the league to play A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith.
Jalen Hurts will get booed. Jalen Reagor is going to get booed until
I'd be surprised if Jalen Reagor took the field. I'd be surprised if Jalen Reagor even got any snaps. I'm going with the Eagles in an absolute shootout bloodbath. Good. He should get a Ishkabil's cheesesteak at his fucking throat. But
down his throat.
I got the Eagles in an absolute shootout bloodbath. Hurts versus Cousins, Brown versus Jefferson, tick for tack, Thielen versus Smith, Cook versus the Eagles committee. I think this is going to be an absolute show. One of the best games of the year. I truly do. I don't know the Eagles' answers for Jefferson. I don't know the Vikings' answers for A.J. Brown. But we're going to find out Monday night. I got my birds.
This game is a true test to Jonathan Gannon. You have all the talent in the world on defense.
And you had a bad week 1. Can you stop Justin Jefferson? Who are you rocking
exactly. And in a very close game, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles.
You can pick against the Eagles. I will not throw a temper tantrum. I promise.
I have the Eagles. I think the Eagles can legitimately win 14 to 15 games this year, and maybe I'm biased, but I am a really big believer in Jalen Hurts. I think he took his next step. When your offense puts up 31 points because they had a pick 6, but your offense does that.
Mr. Bradbury.
Hurts started the game like 0 for 5, but he already had like 55 rushing yards at that point. If he's not throwing well, you can run the ball.
Yeah, he had 90 yards on the day, man. He looked really good. Everybody just keep the standings updated. I went 8 for 8 and 8 last week. Danny went 7 and 9. However, Danny was 1 and 0 on his locks. I'm 0 for 1. The goddamn Titans like to ruin everything. So we're almost even in a way. But yeah, that's basically everything we got for you guys. Another great episode, guys. Week 2 is already here. It's coming way too fast.
Tomorrow
Danny,
night.
do you have anything to say? Yeah, you'll be watching this.
Yeah.
This will be coming out on Wednesday, recording on Tuesday. Hopefully nothing crazy happened while we were gone. Make sure you guys keep up on our Twitter, Instagram. We're posting polls daily. Try to get some fan interaction, see what you guys think. Danny, do you have anything to say before we head on out of here?
Stay tuned, stay blessed, and go Pittsburgh Steelers and go Birds because, baby, we both going for the 2-0 this week. The Steelers are going to shock some people. Like I said, I think they're going to win more than 10 games this year. And I think they're going to make a statement. Minka Fitzpatrick, best safety in the league. Yeah.
Part 2, praying for the Pennsylvania Bowl.
We were 1 game away 1 year.
Yes, we were. Thank you, and see you guys next week.